An accidental Easter egg was discovered in Watch Dogs when players explored out-of-bounds areas. Using FreeCam, they found an object resembling the Loch Ness monster underwater. Ubisoft acknowledged this was unintentional and removed it. A poster referencing this was then later seen in the Bad Bloods DLC. An Easter egg in Doom remained undiscovered for 26 years. In the Lost levels, by stopping a moving platform from rising up fully, interior parts without assigned textures are revealed. Bearing the text, "I suck at making maps." Neversoft, renowned for their iconic titles like Guitar Hero and Tony Hawk's games, released their last game, Call of Duty Ghosts, and in 2014, in a DLC, the map Showtime contained a hidden detail. Venturing out of bounds, players discovered the Neversoft logo ablaze. This is a reference to the studio's employees burning their logo as Neversoft closed its doors. Another strange Easter egg involves a subway train in Fallout 3. Initially, everything appears to be ordinary, but things soon take a curious turn. Instead of having a conventional rail system, developers attached this train to the head of a man. This one left us speechless as the train runs on his legs. This next one is crazy and involves the game Shrek. When using NoClip to venture outside of the map, players fall into the void and then appear in a room resembling a Nintendo GameCube. Escaping is impossible, cheats are disabled, and the pause menu unusable. The only way to get out is by resetting the console. No Easter egg video is complete without Rockstar being involved. In Vice City's gun store, a rocket launcher glitch unveils a picture of Ronald Reagan and the Soviet Union's leader. Rockstar's subtlety is renowned, but this was a bold one. In the last level of Deliver Us the Moon, there's a seemingly normal bathroom stall. However, using the drone at a specific angle reveals the face of a developer inside the toilet, staring at you. Quite disturbing, I must say. In the mod Portal Prelude, extending the game's storyline, players discovered a hidden patch of green grass in Chamber 11 using edge glitching and portal fall-through. If you do land on it, dancing badgers appear, referencing the 2003 Badger song. In Trover Saves the Universe, you might have come across a door that says, "Go away." But we all know that's not happening. Once you're inside, you'll see an NPC questioning your arrival.
Classic Easter egg. How'd you get here? Did you use a no-clip program? How'd you get here, bro?
In Fallout 3's town of Megaton, there's a guard named Stockholm stationed in the tower above the main gate. Reaching him was impossible, or so players thought. Using NoClip, players forced their way up to him, and here's what he had to say.
"The more time I spend talking to you, the less I'm spending watching for raiders. How the hell did you get up here anyway?"
Releasing almost 2 decades ago, Call of Duty United Offensive was a game where players were able to fly in the sky and shoot enemies with ease by hacking. However, upon stumbling an abandoned house and venturing into its basement, it reveals something inexplicable, the eeriest cow imaginable. Yikes. In Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, an unexpected secret was discovered. Glitching under the map on the 3rd planet, players can have the character, Cal, grab a floating platform with text that reads, "Metroidvania test, stay calm." In Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, behind an unopenable door on the Tatooine spaceport level, no-clipping reveals a series of rooms leading to a floating area with a building and another Chewbacca. The developers of Dragon Age Inquisition decided to play a prank on those who left the boundaries of Skyhold. Players expected to respawn when glitching under the map, but instead they were met with a pie with a top hat. How strange. In EverQuest, developers created safe rooms for GMs and guides. Players discovered glitches to access the rooms, revealing humorous cat pictures or walls with zone coordinates. Reaching a tall skyscraper in Psychonauts and glitching the camera reveals a woman's picture behind a mountain. But this isn't random. In another game, Brutal Legend, using camera glitches, the same woman appears. It turns out she's actually the girlfriend of a developer. In the Stanley Parable game, you can go to this window and jump out of it. However, this action traps you as the game taunts you. The only way to end this torture is to restart your game.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected Continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other options so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Many unbearable hours later.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable, and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
Yep, you guessed it, another Easter egg from Rockstar. In GTA 3, players parkoured their way out of the map and stumbled upon a hidden message left by a humorous developer. Battlefield 3 is an unforgettable legend in the franchise, and we know that we can only use the Little Bird in multiplayer, or so we thought. Glitching out of the map during the Swordbreaker mission, this player didn't expect much until they came across the helicopter just floating there. Definitely an unexpected Easter egg from DICE. In Half-Life Opposing Force, when you arrive at the teleporter room, leaping into the portal after Gordon Freeman will result in your demise, while he lives. But if you no-clip on and go through the portal, you'll now find Gordon with sunglasses. As we anticipate the release of Payday 3, let's revisit Payday 2. In various maps, eerie figures appear in paintings and images. After the Shacklethorne auction heist update in 2018, the creepiness intensified. The update added alien skulls and odd artifacts, along with a 25% chance of spotting a dark figure in the clouds during lightning strikes, just like the one in the paintings. When Skyrim was released, Easter egg hunters were eager to investigate. Players managed to fly well away from the main area and stumbled upon an unfinished Imperial city. However, Todd Howard mentioned that it was left there for explorers as well as for background decoration. In Half-Life 2, a disturbing scene unfolds in an apartment where a civilian is killed by the police. Although it's intended to be heard rather than seen, you can actually witness the scene by glitching through the wall. Well, that's it for this one, folks. Hope you enjoyed these pretty insane Easter eggs, and remember to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.